Hey everybody, it's Jasmine here, the host of Ethereal Pathways podcast. I wanted to just drop a quick little video here and just update you guys on what's been going on with me, how I've been feeling. Things are going a lot better the last couple of weeks. I know I did take a break since my last video a couple weeks ago. Was just wrapping up some things in my life, and I'm feeling much better now that the year of the horse is now in full effect. I believe that was February 17th when that transitioned over from the year of the snake. So I'm definitely feeling the year of the fire horse and ready to get going on some projects for the podcast and maybe other things. We'll see. I am coming up with some ideas to do a collaboration potentially with Anthony. I don't know if you've seen some of the past videos with Anthony in it where I interviewed him a couple times. I think it was like I split it in 4 different episodes, I think. So this is somebody that I'm considering doing that with. We're going to be talking a little bit more about it in the next few weeks, but that was something we talked about last fall, and then everything else happened in my life and kind of blew up in my personal life, so I had to kind of take a hiatus from any plans until things pretty much got squared away, got calmed down, and that seems to be happening now. So I am wanting to get back in the swing of things. Now I'm feeling the spark again and inspiration to do them. But I wanted to just ask some people out there, what are you wanting to know about? Like, what are you needing advice on? What are you wanting me to talk about? Or me and Anthony, whatever. Just drop a line here, drop a comment, and let me know. And I will be working on that. I do have some ideas for some upcoming podcasts that I'm going to be working on and lining those out. So I hope to be having, my music and my intros and stuff back here pretty soon. I'm looking into a couple different softwares that will combine the 3 or 4 that I was using before into one platform fee, so that I won't have to, spend as much money. So I'm going to be looking into that. But I just wanted to let everybody know I'm doing much better. I appreciate everybody's thoughts, prayers, good intentions for us here, and me and my family. And I really have just also been working on me, working on inner work. Just give you a little update about that. Like I said, I was going to do a lot of introspection regarding my triggers and, still working on that in my romantic relationship. And that's been stuff coming up that he and I have been working through and talking through. We had to take a break with my daughter, and him had to take a break from each other. He hasn't seen her in about a month. Just to kind of give her some space. She's working through a lot of heavy things right now in her life with transitions, and her being with the mild autism, it makes it a lot more difficult for her, in life transitions and making change. It's a lot more difficult for her to adjust to it. It takes her a little bit longer. So we've just decided to take a break and kind of give her some space for that. The therapy with her is going well. She's been in counseling pretty much weekly. She's only missed 2 weeks, since we got her started. That has been helping her immensely, and she's very thankful for that, and so are we. So thank you, everyone, for your thoughts, prayers, good intentions, good thoughts and vibes coming our way. We definitely have been feeling it, and we appreciate all of your support and all of your love and everything that you've been sending our way. And I've also been looking at different, what in the world? Y'all, I just seen this squirrel I've never seen before. He has a white tail with a black tip on the end. We have a family of squirrels out here that look like normal gray squirrels. And this one looks like, I don't know, like he's got some kind of genetic abnormality. I've never seen that before around here. But anyway, that was interesting. I don't know. Sometimes I think those things are signs, from spirit. I'm going to have to look that one up. That's weird. But anyway, that kind of caught my attention there through my living room window. They have a back fence back here, and we have trees on either side of them, and so they go back and down the top of the fence all the time throughout the day. And I get to see the family, and one of them comes up and gets food out of Derek's hand when he's here feeding them bread or whatever. He'll come up to him. It won't come up to me, but he'll come up to him. Anyway, forgot what I was saying. ADHD, squirrel, literally. So I think I was talking about my introspection with, Derek and some triggers I had in the relationship, learning to listen to my emotions more and feelings more, and kind of know when I probably need to have a little bit of space before, things escalate, because I might be already on edge with a situation, just kind of like learning, myself more on a deeper level. And then digging into those triggers on why I feel that way. Well, there's been a lot of, fighting in my past with past partners, with even my parents yelling a lot at me as a kid, and being called, stupid and things like that by my dad. There's just different things. Not that I'm being called stupid by any means. That's not happening. But, just the yelling and things like that. There's triggers that happen from my childhood and previous relationships that I'm still working through, recognizing when I'm starting to feel triggered, listening to my body and the signs, and then learning to, cognitive behavioral therapy, basically, you're learning to try to catch it before it goes overboard, before you kind of lose your cool, and then kind of look into what exactly was it that kind of got me in that state of being triggered, and try to dig backwards into it. So just stuff like that I've been working on. I really want to encourage people to do that too, because a lot of issues with communication and arguments and relationships are caused by that, by your triggers. And I had no idea how much I was being triggered in my past relationship with my ex-husband, my second one that I just divorced a couple years ago, until I got into this relationship, and then I'm like looking at it, I'm going, I don't even know why I was triggered. He didn't mean that any kind of way, wasn't really yelling at me, but because his voice is so much deeper and louder, when he raises his tone to feel like he needs to be heard, he's not yelling in his mind. It sounds like yelling to me, and it comes across like that, but it's absolutely not yelling. And I've had to learn that that's one of my triggers, is the yelling, because that was happening a lot in my past relationship, my last one. And it was for years. It was like that. And I got to where it was like every argument ended in that, where I would just emotionally shut down and walk away and give the silent treatment and, just kind of like recluse away and do my thing. And, I'm just learning all these things about myself and why I do them now, and seeing the triggers coming up left and right. And I started addressing them, and I feel so much better, feeling more and more in control of my life. Not like I control it. That's probably the wrong thing that I said, but just feeling more like I'm knowing myself on a deeper level, I guess, would be closest to what I mean. And just knowing that now I'm starting to learn why I'm doing certain behaviors, and then trying to stop the toxic trigger response before it gets to a point where it gets, over the top and out of control, trying to catch things before they happen, digging into those core wounds, and reversing those thought patterns and why I do that, like what caused me, and then telling myself the opposite story, where I feel like being abandoned. That's a huge one for me. I've told you that before. Where I feel abandoned, I have to stop myself and tell myself, why do I feel this way? Do I feel abandoned? Well, no, he's not actually showing me those signs realistically. And then I have to retrain my brain to look at the signs that he is not abandoning me. So it's just stuff like that, having to stop myself in the moment. Even on the phone, I've hesitated before saying things now, because I've been doing this work, and it's just making me happy, because I'm now seeing the changes that I'm able to make in my relationship and how it's making it much better, and the communication's getting better. And it just makes me excited and happy to see those changes, not only on my end. He's doing the work too, alongside me, but on his own. And he's making changes too, where I bring up things and I ask him to work on things, and then I will tell him I will work on certain things. We hold each other accountable for those changes, and we try to help each other, remind each other of those changes that we're trying to make in the moment, just kind of gently, and just kind of like, hey, you need to take a break or whatever, those kind of things. So that's really helping us a lot. And it's gone a long way, I think, in this relationship, because we both had so many of the same triggers and core wounds, at least 2 or 3 of them that were major, that caused us a lot of triggering and reactions to go overboard as far as like taking like a knee-jerk bad response and, assuming the worst is what I mean. But, everything happens for a reason. Everything, I'm thankful now. I'm just shifting the way that I look at it instead of a negative thing and beating myself up for it, being more loving to myself and realizing that, it takes a lot to do this work on yourself. Most people don't do it, and they don't want to do it because they just don't think they need to. But if you want to have a healthier relationship in your romantic relationship or in other relationships, it's really needed. I mean, that's something that I really encourage people to do, because it's helped me so much, where I didn't think I was this toxic. I didn't think a lot of these issues were me. I kept pointing the finger at other people, and now I'm seeing I was the person causing a lot of that. Not all of it. Takes 2 to tango. But I am now seeing where I am falling short, where I need to do work on myself to prevent, future arguments, and prevent arguments or disagreements from being, taken the wrong way, or I took it the wrong way. So I'm really just happy I'm doing it. And it's making me a lot happier. So as a result, and I love to seeing how, he's happier because he sees the difference it's making our relationship. We've grown leaps and bounds since we met each other, and we started dating. Let's see, we met each other like 8 months ago. It's like, I think it was, so it was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it's getting that close. So we met June 25th of 2025, and it's now February 20th? So yeah. Oh my goodness, that's like 9 months I've known him. That's crazy. But anyway, and we've been dating for like 8 months, I guess, and now 7 or 8. I guess it's been about 8 months. So I can't believe it's flown by like that, but it has. But anyway, I just wanted to drop that quick line. It's almost 15 minutes. I want to keep this under 15 minutes. I want to thank everybody again for following me, for listening to me, for encouraging me to keep going with this podcast. And for your love and your support and your prayers and help. So thank you so much. I hope everybody has a wonderful, blessed day or evening whenever you're watching this. And I live you in love and light. Thanks.